Today's House session was short as members left early to attend the annual Parliamentary Church service. Carla Palmer reports.
The Parliamentary Church service, held in January each year, has been ongoing for decades. While governments may change, the mission of the service remains the same. Parliamentarians seeking God's guidance as they chart the parliamentary agenda for the year ahead. Senior pastor of Bahamas Harvest Church, Mario Moxie, in his sermon, telling parliamentarians that as long as they do what is right in the sight of God always, they could never go wrong.
When you tell your story of being a member of Parliament or being a member of the Senate, or serving in this government, tell your story in such a way that you don't have to omit portions of your story, that you can tell the whole thing. And I want to encourage you, don't trade the next 20 years of your career for the next 20 minutes of self-gratification. Don't make that mistake. Live your life in such a way that when you sit down with your grandchildren, something that all of us desire to do, and they hear the story of Mama and Papa, you don't have to worry about them asking questions that you can't answer because you took a deal underneath the table and you had to keep it to yourself.
Pastor Moxie told parliamentarians that even names written in stone don't always remain.
So many times we try to create legacy by putting our names on buildings. That doesn't secure a legacy. We all witnessed just last year how the Clarence ABM building was demolished. It's no longer there. Buildings are demolished. Names on buildings are changed all the time. That doesn't guarantee that you'll have a legacy. Your legacy is determined by the things that you do, the life that you live, and the stories people will say and tell about you long after you're gone.
Parliamentarians were offered these two recommendations to protect their legacies.
Some of you may need to hit the reset button in your leadership, and I invite you to do that. So here's the first thing I'd want you to do. Go back and correct the wrong. We're all human. None of us are perfect. And we make mistakes. And sometimes in making mistakes, we need to be courageous enough to admit that we've done some things that we should not have done. But then we also need to learn how to make amends for the wrong. My second recommendation to you is go forward in godly character. All you have in your life is your character.
Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.